Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and I'm going to tell you something that, well, you probably weren't supposed to know. But honestly, the magic rule of the internet is if it's supposed to be classified, non leaked information, don't email it to like 10,000 people, and especially don't email it to me. I just got word from my vendor about something very interesting that I'm sure they don't want to be public, but, well, good luck finding me. Oh no, I'd just be devastated if they refused to sell me products from Wizards anymore. That would just save me so much money. So, a little background, you guys saw my Aether Revolt prediction video where I think that the set's going to sell like crap. It has nothing going for it. It's going to be released like right after the Christmas season when everybody's broke, but before they get their tax returns. At release time, everybody's going back to school, they're going back to college, nobody got their tax returns yet. It's winter, nobody wants to drive to the local gaming store. The set's only 184 cards. It's coming right after Kaladesh, which was a pretty big flop, singles price wise. So it's probably going to be a pretty low priced set. Well, now we have actual evidence, and I am completely serious about this. About a week ago, I got an email from my vendor just announcing to all the people who sell Magic the Gathering cards that one of the products from Aether Revolt has had its price slashed by like an additional 10%. Okay, this is coming from the distributor that does not put anything on sale under any circumstances. If I called them up and said right now today, I want a box of Fate Reforged, it would cost exactly the same as a box of Kaladesh. They do not discount anything. I don't know why. So I've never seen them in 1 to 2 years ever cut the price on anything below, standard discount, standard MSRP. But this one particular product already from Aether Revolt, they cut it by an additional 10%. 10% is insane in the Magic world. Now, obviously, they didn't cut the price of a booster box, but like why? Why'd they do it? Well, they know a lot more about Magic sales than I do. I mean, I order a lot, but they order a lot more. Like we're talking $100 million worth, probably, maybe more. So, got to ask yourself, why did they feel the need to do that? Well, they probably feel the same way I do, and I don't think they watch my YouTube channel. I don't think I was the one who started this. They're looking at all the parameters and saying, oh crap. If you're not familiar with how this works, the way I understand it, and this is 100% from what my sales rep at the vendor said, okay, so whether it's accurate or not, it came from them, it's all I have to go on. Wizards prints whatever the hell they want, and instead of the distributor calling up and saying, hey, give us 10 million boxes, this is how many pre-orders we have. Oh, no. Wizard says we're sending you 20 million boxes, have fun, bye. That's not the biggest deal in the world. I mean, they kind of get stuck with some stuff sometimes from what I've heard from other LGSs. Like they'll get a call up from their distributor, which is different from mine, and they'll say, hey, we'll give you $3 off this box. Are you sure you don't want more? We got to move this. We're stuck with a ton of it. It's filling up our warehouse. Just buy it, please. I almost feel sorry for them, but I mean, they should just pull a Walmart, flip it around, and start bullying Wizards of the Coast until they do something a little bit more reasonable. Like Walmart goes to like a cleaning supplies seller and they say, hey, we sell 80% of your product in the US. Lower your price that you're selling it to us for, or we'll pull it from our stores and you'll go bankrupt. I think all of the 6 major distributors in the US that I know of, they should do that to Wizards and say, we're done with this guesswork crap where instead of us making an order, you just send us stuff. That's utterly ridiculous. It doesn't work and they get stuck with stuff. So they already slashed the prices on certain little side products. They're kind of important products. I'm not even going to say which. I don't want all of you rushing out to your LGS and saying, you have to sell that for a lower price because I know you got it for cheaper. Okay, so I'm not sure Aether Revolt exists yet. I'm not sure they've started printing it yet. And yet, the distributor already has their products on sale. Oh, that's not good. And it's not like a buy 10 cases and get 1 box of Fate Reforged for free. I'm just going to keep picking on FRF, which ironically I made money on. No, this is alt-right. Here, pay us less money, we'll send you some product. It's 10% off. Yay, Wizards. So this concerns me a little bit, but I already told you guys what I'm doing. My Aether Revolt order, I'm cutting it. I'm adapting to what happened in Kaladesh and what I think is going to happen in the future. That's called running a business. I'm taking pre-orders for sealed product. That's how much I'm ordering, maybe 10% above that, and that's it. So instead of a $10,000 order, it's going to be like an $800 order. I'm basically ordering nothing. I'm going to open, a couple things on camera. That's it. I'm barely even going to sell singles. The set doesn't look good, and why should I risk my money just to help Wizards out and help get their product on the streets? I'll let other people do that. And other people are better at doing that. If you look at gigantic super single sellers, they sell the commons, they sell the uncommons, they sell pre-made decks that they themselves put together. They have a better sorting operation, they're more efficient, they definitely get better prices than I do. They're just more equipped to make a profit on everything. Yeah, they can have a good set and a bad set, but it just means they make less money, not they actually lose money. Well, I certainly lost money on Kaladesh. I mean, people overreacted to it, and that's the only thing that I think is going to help Aether Revolt, an overreaction. Everybody and their grandma that writes articles for every website online was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, they're bringing back the expeditions, they're called masterpieces. Everybody's going to open them for that. They're going to suppress the price of singles, which, yeah, I mean, mathematically and logically, that is what would happen. But all the people who set their pre-release prices kind of copied each other and played chicken with each other. And they all went down to barely like the just scratch the bottom bare minimum price that they could get away with and still make a tiny, tiny profit. I should say just for like the foils, the rares, and the mythics. And then, oops, the prices on masterpieces crashed. Nobody wanted them. The prices on, like, rares sucked. For some reason, the dual lands didn't fly, even though they're modern good. I don't know what that was about. They're a third-rate land, but, I mean, you don't cut it off at 8 dual lands. You put in more than that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that, but, yeah, all the prices were set low and then got worse from there, and that's why everybody's saying, oh my god, we lost so much money on Kaladesh, and what they mean is they didn't make much money. So this time around, what if everybody's ordering less? What if everybody's going to say, oh my gosh, Kaladesh was a disaster, everybody opened too much, everybody really set the prices too low, and they suffered because of it. We're going to lower our risk, and we're going to order half the amount we normally do of Aether Revolt. So let's say all the major single sellers do that. Well, now there's not enough to go around. I mean, come on. So that would spike the prices. If everybody says, screw it, I'm done losing money, I'm cutting my orders by 90%, 50%, even 10%. Now there's less cards to go around from all the single sellers. All you'll see is sold out, sold out, sold out. Well, that's not how it works because, like I said, Wizards prints whatever the hell they want, and then they send that amount of whatever the hell they want to the distributor, and then it sits there if people don't want it. So if I want the day of the release, or probably Monday after the release, I could call up my distributor and say, hey, we're all sold out and we have a higher demand. Send me more boxes. Boom, Tuesday morning, there they are. So if you are a single seller and the singles go up in price because everybody shorted themselves, yeah, you could go get more and then the prices will equalize. So that's the only thing that might make the prices go up. A temporary shortage could shoot up the prices, and that initial, pie-in-the-sky, peachy-looking box EV might actually sustain itself or go up a couple percent, and then everybody will go nuts and tank it a week later. I think a couple sets did that, but it was very brief and it wasn't as significant. So right now, that's the only thing Aether Revolt has going for it, and I have to wonder if some people are putting in pre-order numbers or kind of calling up their vendor with concerns about Aether Revolt, and this is a response to it. Like if they've already heard from the sellers, and the sellers have already said they're not interested in Aether Revolt. Hell, a week after Kaladesh came out, I told my sales rep what I thought of Aether Revolt and that I'm going to barely be ordering any. If he hears the same thing from 50, he goes into the board meeting and tells his boss, and ta-da, here comes the price slash. At the end of the day, I have no idea why they dropped the price. I mean, why does anybody drop a price? To sell more. They're worried about not selling enough. They think the product is less valuable. They cut the price and hope to make up for it in volume. If something's not selling at Walmart, they put it on clearance. Simple as that. The only problem is usually a product doesn't get put on clearance 3 months before it comes out. So there's your hard evidence for the day of Aether Revolt potentially being awful from people who know a lot more about pricing than I do. I do have to say, though, that I'm thrilled to death with how this is going. I've adapted, I'm ordering practically nothing, and now it's just good news for me if the set does terrible, because that means all my decks cost less. All your decks cost less. It is really good for the game at the end of the day. It's bad for Wizards and their profits, but, well, take a guess if I give a crap. I don't care. I don't care what happens to my distributor. I don't care what happens to Wizard price-wise. If I can build a deck with a bunch of mythics for $30, more power to me. So if you guys are thinking, oh man, this sucks, it's bad for the game, I'm so worried about this. No, you get to build decks for like 30% off or something. I mean, come on. Low singles are good for the end users. If you buy sealed product and open it, okay, it's bad for you. But if you buy singles, great. And single sellers are going to need all the help they can get at this point, so I would recommend doing that, obviously. Your local gaming store is going to get screwed by this because nobody will want sealed product if rumor gets around that the EV is like $70 a box, like the day after release. And remember, there was a long-standing rumor that the enemy fetch lands, or whatever one they haven't printed recently from Zendikar, those fetch lands are going to be in Commander 2016, which means that they won't necessarily be in Aether Revolt. There was, I mean, even for like the last year and a half, 2 years, there was an alleged rumor, an alleged leak that they're going to be reprinted very soon, but nobody knew where. Well, now that we know where, it would be kind of weird to print them twice in a row. I mean, Wizards has done something like that, but, you know, come on. So if Aether Revolts doesn't even have good rare dual lands, oh my gosh. I have a feeling it's just going to be like lands that tap for either mana or energy, but you might have to pay 1 mana to get the energy. That would be a little broken, a little OP. I don't know, maybe it would be something like that. I just feel like they'll have something to do with energy. I don't think they'll be modern competitive. I don't think they'll be good. It could very easily be the Scars of Mirrodin fast lands, but even right now, those aren't worth very much. So at the end of the day, money-wise and value-wise, the set has nothing going for it at all. It just makes it easier for you to build your decks. I am actually happy about it. I think Wizards is screwing up, so I'm not that happy about it, but it only affects them, doesn't really affect me because I basically canceled my order. That's right, I'm jumping out of this one, pulling the chute, and waving goodbye to the Wizards plane. And then the plane will probably crash because they misprinted a whole bunch of words in the manual and hired somebody who doesn't know what they're doing to pilot it. Hooray for metaphors! So that's your little leaked tidbit of information for the day, and I'll see you guys next video. See you guys.